The moon rose high in the midnight sky. A Great Western tank engine and its brake van sat cold and alone, rusting in the forgotten corner of the yard. They had spent so long running from a horrible fate. The engine's name was Oliver, and for months he and his brake van, Toad, had been on the run, being pursued by relentless diesels. But their attempts to escape were cut short when Oliver had run out of coal and water. Stranded on the main line, they were caught, and a diesel had shunted them into a coal-damp siding to await a visit from the cutter's torch. "Perhaps there's no escape for us," Oliver muttered sadly.
"Surely it can't end like this, Mr. Oliver. We can't give up the hope of salvation yet,"
replied Toad, attempting to be optimistic. "Salvation seems to be reserved for the lucky few, Toad," Oliver went on. "And it's clear to me now that we aren't amongst them." A mist swirled throughout the yard. Through the night breeze, Oliver thought he could hear an eerie whisper, followed by the sound of a deathly creaking and groaning of an old engine's wheels in the distance, straining towards him and the brake van. "Who's there?" Oliver quivered, but there was no reply. The groaning and clanking grew louder and louder. Then, from the mist, emerged an old, rusted engine who eyed him coldly. "Who are you?" Oliver asked, trembling with fear.
"I am the ghost of engines past," came the apparition's reply. "I have come to show you the error of your ways."
The error of my ways?" a confused Oliver asked.
"Yes! You were once a proud engine. When the axis of modernization began to fall, at first you stood your ground. But when your fortune turned against you, you gave up. You surrendered to those who were hunting you down, and now look at you, left in the dark corner of a yard to rust away."
To Oliver, it felt like the ghost engine's furious gaze burned through him like a cutter's torch.
"You should have fought for your place on the rails. You should have kept pushing forward even when times got tough."
Oliver looked ashamedly down at his buffers. "I should have fought harder to keep my place on the rails." The old engine's face then softened.
"But all is not lost, Oliver. You still have a chance and hope of escaping the fate of many others before you. You must shine the light, lead the way, inspire others, and show them what it means to fight for survival."
The apparition then faded with the mist, leaving Oliver to contemplate his words. His contemplation was broken by the sound of rattling trucks, the pumping of pistons, and the blast of an engine's whistle. "I know what I must do," Oliver said to himself as he heard the engine backing towards him. And with what little he had left, Oliver let out a faint hiss of steam to attract the engine's attention. "That sounds like a steam engine," the engine said in a thick Scottish accent. Soon, Oliver had fulfilled his promise to the old spectral engine. He had been rescued, restored, and now worked alongside Duck on their branch that runs by the coast on the Fat Controller's railway. Oliver is grateful to Douglas for helping he and Toad on their final leg of their journey to salvation. However, he is more grateful to the ghostly apparition that urged him to continue his fight for survival, and often on moonlit nights when he is alone, Oliver would wonder if the ghost of engines past is somewhere watching on, proud that he had fought for his place on the rails, and won.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video because it was not fucking made for kids.